Tensions are again on the rise in Hong Kong. Police have arrested 28 people in a 24-hour blitz. At least 3 prominent activists were taken into custody today. At the same time, protest organizers have cancelled a mass rally planned for tomorrow, complying with a police ban. Among those arrested was activist Joshua Wong. His Demo Sisto, a party, says Wong was en route to an MTR station at the time. The 22-year-old was the face of the 2014 Umbrella Movement. Fellow activist Agnes Chow was also taken into custody. Police say both were wanted for involvement in an unlawful assembly back in June when thousands of protesters laid siege to police headquarters. Wong and Chan have since been granted bail.
And I urge international communities could send a clear message to President Xi. Sending troops or using emergency ordinance is not the way out. We will continue our fight no matter how they arrest and prosecute us.
We can see very clearly that the regime and the Hong Kong government is trying to create a white terror to try to scare Hong Kong people to not to participate in the social movement and in the democratic movement in the future. But we Hong Kong people won't give up and won't be scared by these white terror and injustice, but we will keep on fighting for democracy and the 5 demands of Hong Kong people.
Another arrest, Andy Chan, the leader of the banned pro-independence Hong Kong National Party. He was arrested while about to board a flight to Japan. Chan was detained on suspicion of rioting and assaulting an officer. This weekend marks 5 years since Beijing rejected a call for universal suffrage in Hong Kong. A major rally planned for tomorrow has been banned by police on security grounds. This afternoon, protest organizers said they would comply with the ban. Our senior correspondent Roland Lim joins us for more on this. Roland, even though tomorrow's protest has been cancelled, does that mean it won't happen?
No, it's not likely to deter protesters from coming out of the streets. In fact, with the arrest of 7 prominent activists, it's more likely to encourage them to come out. Remember, we've had weeks on end now of illegal assemblies, which have seen hundreds, if not thousands, of people turning up on the streets. So what's happening is that the police say they have intelligence, and that's why they are actually banning tomorrow's rally. They have intelligence that radical activists may hijack the mass rally, and they've heard reports of these radicals prepared with petrol bombs, bows and arrows, as well as corrosive liquids. The social media like Telegram, as well as the Reddit forum site, LIHKG, also calling for protesters to be creative instead, like, for example, go shopping in Causeway Bay, or admiring flowers at Victoria Park, or hold religious rallies around the territories. Remember, such activities do not need police approval, but police have issued a stern warning that they say that they will see through these disguised protests, and that they may even take preemptive measures if necessary. They didn't actually divulge operational details, but we know that thousands of police are on standby tomorrow, as well as riot police, and they have also 2 water cannons which they have deployed on Hong Kong's streets.
Well, talking about preemptive measures, Roland, the police also, they announced they are saying that the arrests are not politically related or motivated, but it does sort of beg the question with these protests are coming this weekend, and who they were arresting as well.
Top of the questions to a media briefing by the police today, and they strenuously denied that the timing was actually politically motivated. They also say that, of course, that this happens to come just on the eve of that 5-year anniversary of China's August 31st decision, which gives a restrictive framework in which Hong Kongers can actually elect the next chief executive. Have a listen first to what the police had to say.
Timing of arrest does not dictate our investigation, and we will arrest the person as soon as we have gathered sufficient evidence to prove his or her offense. The allegation that we time our arrest is totally false. There are indeed public order events every weekend in the past 2 months, so making arrest today does not make any implication, basically.
Now, one last question for you, Roland. We're also hearing conflicting reports about the number of arrests in the apparent crackdown yesterday, and it involves an elected official.
Yes, civic passion lawmaker Cheng Chung-tai has been arrested. He was formerly a localist. He is also another high-profile arrest. But unfortunately, police have not divulged any details about charges. We've also had, of course, the former student union leader of Hong Kong University, Althea Shin, as well as another district councillor, a pro-democracy district councillor by the name of Rick Hui. So these are among the other activists that have been arrested. Now, all in all, these are 7 prominent activists on top of the 28 you mentioned earlier, which really brings the total number of arrests by police more than 900 now since protest actions began 12 weeks ago. Human rights group Amnesty International saying that these arrests are a severe clampdown on Hong Kong's freedom of expression, and say that this is really scare tactics straight out of Beijing's playbook. State media, mainland state media, is calling this wave of arrests to be a crackdown on Hong Kong independence activists. So that's some of the reactions that's coming out of the wave of protests or wave of arrests we've seen today.
All right, many thanks for that, Roland Lim, keeping an eye on things for us in Hong Kong.